Going where the fair winds blow, our home is where the waters flow. We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing wisdom.
So the main ICW channel is actually that way. It's got buoys and markers and a lot of traffic and everything. And then there's this gorgeous river that just runs right next to it. It's parallel. It's about the same distance, but it's completely natural. There's no markers. There's just nature and water. So we're gonna go up that one. So it's about 7 miles, and then we'll rejoin the ICW when we get up there. Okay, so this area, it's the path less traveled, which also means the path less charted.
We've run aground, classic wisdom. It's charted to be 13 feet here. We just hit bottom and we hit pretty hard. So once the tide comes up, we're going to get the heck off this mound and turn around, because this is the path less traveled, which means it is the path less dredged. So we just proved that pretty well, and we're either gonna try to get off or we have to wait. We're not budging.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can thrust us to the side to like pivot. Pivot? Nope, it's pretty well set. We've had a little bit of learning experience about the ICW. We were doing really well. We hadn't bumped the bottom for like a couple 100 miles, which is impressive for us. But then we decided to go on this little nature hike in our giant boat with a deep keel. And even though this river is charted as nice and deep, it's not. So up ahead of us, we actually saw birds, little sandpipers, standing on a shoal that's awash. And it's ahead of us in an area that's supposed to be like 12 feet deep.
It's always good
at low
to
tide.
see birds standing where your boat's supposed to be going in the middle of a river.
Yeah, so had we gotten off the shoal and then progressed further forward, we would have hit that. So now we're gonna eat some tuna salad.
Well, I've been keeping an eye out, and we have spun a little bit. I think we're still stuck, but the tide has definitely shifted, and the big shoal in front of us is now underwater, so that's a good sign. It's exciting. Alright, I've just dropped the staysail and we are now approaching our anchorage. It actually turned out to be a beautiful day of moving up the ICW after all that. So, another day well spent. Replacing our flag.
Need to get down. How did I get up here? There we are.
Good.
So now that we're coastal, we decided to have a bigger flag up. The normal rule is 1 inch of length of your flag for every foot of length of your boat. So if you have a 45-foot boat in our case, you go to the nearest flag size, which is 48 inches long, which is a 4-foot flag. It's huge. This one's 36. Now when we were out in the ocean, we had a 24-inch flag. And the reason we had a 24 is you can reef your sails down, but you can't reef your flag. And man, we used to have a really big flag up. And the first gale out in the ocean, I started like wrapping it around the topping lift and like tying it, like all the sorts of things to like furl the flag to make it less windage. And eventually we just realized we needed to have a smaller flag in the ocean. So if you're going offshore, go with a smaller one.
Anchor's coming up. We are ready for another day of travel. Some of you might be wondering why I am never behind the wheel in the ICW, and that's for a couple of reasons. The first being that Herby just really enjoys it. I don't enjoy it as much as he does, and he every now and then lets me have a go at it, but really for the most part he likes being the one who steers, and that does not bother me. The other thing is, while he is driving, I am doing a lot of editing these videos for you. So it's not like I'm just sitting idly by, I'm doing my work and my part as well. It's going to be a lovely day of travel today. It's about 60 degrees, so it's pretty cold, especially with the wind on the water. So we're dressed in long sleeve shirts and blah, blah, blah. It's not ideal, but it's reality, so there you have it.
Okay, so we're having a bit of a stressful thing right now. So we're going through this really wide expanse. It's open, there's no buoys. It looks like you could just sail anywhere in this place. And this is between Cumberland Island and Jekyll Island. Now, we're cutting along. We're in an area that's charted at like 20 feet deep. And then I look and we have 1 foot under us. And then we go a little port and boom, we got 8 feet under us. Same depth on the chart. Now I'm going over an area that's supposed to be 12 feet, and we're oscillating between half a foot and 3 feet. But we have to go through this because this is the only way to connect to the other river to make it all the way around. Now the recommended route to go is actually head out the inlet where there's breakers, a hard bottom, and it's about 7 feet deep, and cut across the channel or the inlet diagonally while the tide's, you know, coming in, pushing onto the hard. Like it's a horrible, nasty crossing here. So it's like only a couple miles across, but we have to sail or motor 6 miles to get across the dang thing. And now we have 7, 8, 9, 10 feet under us, and we're in an area that's supposed to be 11 feet deep. And the thing's offset by our keel. So if it says 10, it's actually 16 and a half. So, oh, now it's 10 and a half. 11. Oh, this is good. All right, so we got deeper water now. Okay, so when we're doing this, it is lowest water with the tide starting to come in. Now we're down to 4 feet. Ah, so stressful. So if we do bump, it's only a matter of minutes before the tide lifts us up and carries us on. So fingers crossed we make it through without a bumper. Let's see what we do.
We've had Stan, our staysail, up this entire time, and it's crazy. I would never have thought in the beginning of this trip that our staysail would be our most used sail, but Stan has proven himself to be indispensable. We use him so often. Even when we were out in the ocean, we probably used him the most. There's just so much versatility with him. You can motor, he can be like a motor assist and just give you some extra drive. He's self-tacking, which makes everything so much easier. He's small, so he's a great storm sail. And my favorite part is how easy it is to raise and lower him. He's a light sail, even though he's Dacron. So our anchor is down and we've arrived here at Jekyll Island.
We did 4 hours, 15 and a half miles, all on 2 batteries. So that's pretty good. 2 batteries and our staysail. And our staysail's like the awesome champ in this story. Morty, you ready to go? Okay, it's time. So we're gonna go through the bridge. We have a 3-mile run to do that we have to do at high tide and slack water. So we're gonna do it very quickly, about 5 to 6 knots. That way we make it during high tide and slack water. Because if the tide goes out on us while we're in there, we're not getting through. The depth in there is about 5 feet. We draw 6.5. The tide is 7 feet. That's correct. 7-foot tide. Welcome to Georgia. Okay, we are through the bridge. So we're gonna rev this motor up. Whew, we're gonna go fast for us. We're gonna do like 5-6 knots is gonna be our target speed, and that'll get us through and out of here before the tide leaves us in here.
Today's destination is St. Simon Island. We're stopping there because it has essentials like grocery store and laundry. There really aren't many places like that along the ICW in Georgia, so we almost have to provision for the rest of Georgia. Successful venture. Herby's gone to drop anchor, and we are here at St. Simon's. We're just anchored right outside the marina, really hoping to find laundry here. It's kind of one of the bigger challenges of cruising is laundry, and when you're hopping from town to town, most towns don't just have a coin laundry casually on the shore. So we're probably gonna have to get an Uber. It's gonna be a whole ordeal, but that's life. We gotta have some clean clothes.
Tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. Call me whatever, 'cause I'm up for anything like that. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo, so tonight we just let go.
Okay, so we're in St. Simon Island, and there's a marina that's super friendly, and we're gonna pull in. We're gonna get some gas for the generator, some diesel for the heater, and some water for us.
To the beat in the streets, every freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like, where's the fun in doing what you're told?
St. Simon Island has been good to us. We were able to provision for the rest of Georgia, all the way up to Savannah, because we're gonna be in a park pretty much the whole way up with no way of getting groceries or toilet paper, anything like that. So it was a great day yesterday, very productive, but now it's time to move on. I would like the record to show that I suggested we wait out today and leave tomorrow.
It's raining a lot more, and there's no wind. So it's like, why are we doing this?
And that island was not as inviting as it looked from here.
These bugs! Oh, jeez!
Thanks for watching this episode of Sailing Wisdom. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Rigging Doctor episode. And if you're interested in even more Rigging Doctor awesomeness, consider becoming a patron to see all of our extras. Can't wait to see you next time as you join us out here on the high seas.